something, an ongoing battle that has been going on for
a clash of the titans.
A clash of the titans, if you will.
For a decade.
So this ongoing battle has been, ongoing.
More than anything. I don't want to get
ongoing one more fucking time.
10 years. 10 years.
10 years in the making.
This debate
is
10 years long.
The debate topic for today, mon frères,
is ongoing.
It's gonna keep going on if you don't just get into it.
I'm sweating.
So
get into it, yeah.
I call this the great cookie debate. So it is Oreos versus Chips Ahoy. Now, before me, Dahlia, and our special guest add our 2 cents, I want to hear from the originators of this debate.
We fought very heavily on this while we were in the pool. And Sky recorded it because we were very, very impassioned. Is the word I would use. I'm solely in the Chips Ahoy camp, and my friend here is
Oreo. Duh.
Which I don't agree with. I don't like Oreos.
I have a very strong opinion on this too. So.
Would you like to? You can start.
No. I'll let you go. Go. By all means, please.
So cookies and cream is my favorite ice cream flavor, but I don't love Oreos. I just don't. I think they're too sweet.
Okay, you literally
Hey, let me I have the mic.
So much for no talking over each other.
Candidates have 2 minutes on the floor. Go.
Yeah, go ahead. You go ahead.
This is debate. So it's just too sweet for me. For me, I think it's the stuffing. So like, and I don't think it busts as much as people think it do. And I grew up on Chips Ahoy. I love that when you put in a crunchy one in milk, it becomes cookie milk. I love chewy. I love chunky. I love the peanut butter chewy. I like the peanut butter chunky. And I love cookie milk. And so
Sorry.
It's like
you seem like you're already flagging on like you're like
and it's a big Ramirez sibling love. It's just we fucking love Chips Ahoy and just I guess maybe it's because I didn't grow up on it and so I just don't think they live up to the hype personally. And Oreo's good. I will eat an Oreo, but I won't. People are real horny for it. It also has to do with my sweet tooth. So go ahead,
Ketzel. Antonio?
Oreos,
the moderator.
you already like went into my point. No one runs out and creates things using Chips Ahoy as like a flavor basis. Like there's Oreo everything. You just put Oreos on everything. Oreos are that much better. And Oreo milk is so much better than Chips Ahoy.
That's it? That's your whole argument?
Is that
But
all?
it is. I mean,
you can't say cookie milk from me.
okay.
That's TM.
Cookie milk. A soggy, like
One more time.
a crispy Oreo going soggy in milk is just something that can be so personal.
A crispy Chips Ahoy going soggy in milk, and the little
It doesn't go soggy.
doesn't.
It goes crumbly and it disintegrates.
Not because you don't leave it in there the appropriate amount of time for the appropriate amount of cookie milk. You have to let it in for just enough that the granules go into the milk, creating cookie milk, but still softening the Chips Ahoy.
No, it disintegrates.
You're not doing it right. You haven't let.
Oreos are vegan.
Okay.
Whoa.
I'm kidding.
All right.
Some of my best friends are vegan, so don't worry about it.
Ding, ding. Match over. All right.
Candidates have given their stance on the issue.
And there are so many better versions of Oreos nowadays.
Okay.
You're done.
Okay.
You're done.
Okay, now that we've heard from both sides, me...
The rest of you spectators are allowed to open your mouth and maybe not
Antonio,
die.
please. You had 2 minutes.
Okay, all right.
And now that we've heard from both sides, I did not know who was on what side prior to this. And hearing these impassioned speeches, my goodness. I don't want to go first. Jenna?
On the spot.
Our special guest.
Jenna? Firing squad?
Hi, my name's Jenna, and Oreos are trash.
Yes.
I didn't know that's how it was going to go.
Explain, Jenna.
This is, by the way, listeners, this is the whole podcast. We're not doing a movie today. We're just doing...
Welcome to our side podcast, Cookie Milk.
With a Q.
Except all cookies.
All cookies are sometimes valid.
So the quote unquote chocolate part of the cookie tastes like muddy chalk.
Ah! Sorry. I made a chicken sound.
Me and Talia are like holding each other.
They're falling apart.
The filling.
Why is this sitting next to me?
Speak.
Let her speak.
Let her
Peace?
talk.
I don't think so. Not at this proximity.
Antonio, control yourself.
I won't.
I can't.
The filling might as well just be Crisco. Does it taste like anything? What does it taste like?
It doesn't do
Sugar?
What does it taste like to you? Nothing.
Disappointment.
Thank you.
Sweet to overly sweet disappointment.
Perfectly sweet disappointment.
Cookie Crisp cereal. Similar to Chips Ahoy.
I never
There's
had
a
Cookie
whole
Crisp.
cereal based off of Chips Ahoy cookies.
No, it's not. That's an imitation. There's an actual
It's
Oreo
imitation,
cereal.
but
No, there's
is
an actual Oreo cereal.
yeah, but I don't want soggy Oreos.
But that's an actual Oreo cereal. It's not an imitation.
Yeah, but who's talking about that?
Oh, God.
I will.
Okay, calm down, everybody. Okay.
Here, referee.
And soft baked Chips Ahoy.
Come on now.
Ugh.
Heaven.
Ugh.
Fucking heaven. Oreos are
It leaves a
fucking
terrible taste in my
disgusting.
mouth. Especially,
Oreos are disgusting.
Thank
Hey.
you, Jenna.
And it makes it look like you ate dirt afterwards.
they literally make desserts called mud cups because of that.
And I don't like-
scene,
no.
Antonio, please. Let her finish.
I love my things.
All right. Do you want me to go next, or do you
I
want
feel
to
like-
go last?
I feel like I have a nicer thing to say, so let's end with a nice taste.
I don't know what nice thing you have to say. 'Cause
I don't
you're gonna
know
get
either.
Attacked on either
I
front.
don't know either.
All right. Sar. I would like to start off by saying that I was Team Chips Ahoy because I love the soft. I love the soft bake. That shit's
Oh
good.
God, I fucking hate this.
However, Lady Gaga did Oreos, so I'm gonna have to side with Monfrero over here. Matica Oreos.
If Lady Gaga did Chips Ahoy, you'd like Chips Ahoy more?
Oh,
It's
yeah.
not the Oreo itself, it's
Oh,
just Lady Gaga.
I have no loyalty to the cookies. I have loyalty to Lady Gaga. So, but she did Oreos, so I'm gonna have to go with my woman's.
But if she didn't do
preference.
that, you'd be a Chips Ahoy man.
Yes. But I am currently Team Oreos.
I didn't see Chips Ahoy put out a Pride pack.
That's because Pride is every month, and they don't have to. They don't have to sell into capitalism.
That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say
Two.
Chips Ahoy didn't profit off of Pride.
Boom!
You guys know they're the same company.
Not the name.
And
But they're a
purchases
they're
go
a tree
towards.
branch.
I think it's the Trevor Project this year.
They're
I'm
a
not
tree
sure.
branch of it.
That's great. That means everybody on these sides of my table are all polarized. and I'm
Crying.
scared. Anyway,
Dahlia.
Dolly's gonna have a fucking
Panic attack.
I'll tell you. I'm on neither cookie side. I have no preference. I like both of them, but I equally dislike both of them, if
I
that
knew you were
makes
gonna
any
do that.
sense. I know, but I am
Fucking
not the
Switzerland.
cookie eater in my house. I'm not the cookie eater in my house. And guess what? The cookie eater in my house does prefer Oreos, but the cookie eater in my house also buys Chips Ahoy, so we always are stocked on both. And if I wanted any one of those, I could have one.
You won't go to one more than the other.
So I'm never disappointed. No,
If I asked you to go to the store and get cookies, what would you grab?
I would.
the bakery cookies.
No, I
I
would.
actually wouldn't be mad.
The
at
fucking
that,
That's the one I would
the
go for.
Keebler Elves fudge stripes.
No,
That's so sad.
We can all agree on that, right? That's sad.
But you are a Sandy's person. I know that.
I am a pecan sandies person.
Fucking bisexuals.
Oh,
You're outnumbered.
literally 4 against 1 right now. All right.
I know.
Yeah. Anyway, that was it. A nice little palate cleanser. Let's start this.
So it's 2 versus 2.
I just don't like crunchy cookies. A cookie's not supposed to be crunchy.
Unless you put it in milk and create.
And
Don't say it. Don't say it. All right, let's get to Dahlia.
Take a
Let's take a
Hey y'all, welcome to Sit Down Loser. We're watching a movie. My name's Dahlia.
I'm Sky,
I'm Antonio.
I'm Ketzel.
and today 4 becomes 5. So please welcome our extra special guest, Jenna.
Hi.
So with that being said,
Beautiful.
The snort.
So with that being said, we're just 5 extraterrestrials with immense intelligence and zero compassion who watch movies that everyone else has watched, except one of us is the loser who hasn't. Today we're watching a movie that had us set so crazy and intensive that it can still be seen to this day on the studio tour in Universal Studios Hollywood. War of the Worlds, released in 2005, directed by my guy, Steven Spielberg. And today's loser is...
Dahlia Ketzel.
Why did we pick this?
Love it.
Why?
Why did we pick this?
Oh, because I'm absolutely obsessed with this movie.
Yes.
And it's my all-time favorite movie.
Why?
Honestly? Whoa, no spoilies.
Without
Yeah.
spoiling it.
Without spoiling, I love this type of genre movie. Without spoiling, because I don't know what the people who haven't seen know about this movie. But I love this genre of movie. And I remember, because my dad was my movie buddy growing up. And, like, this was just... There's, like, a huge, like, father-daughter bond in this. And it, like, I put myself in there. So it's, like, an emotional, like... Yeah, I just love it. It has a personal thing for me.
I love that.
You have to tell us more when I know more about the
Yeah.
movie.
We'll revisit
Clearly.
this.
But yeah, we picked this because it's Jenna's favorite movie. Because today, obviously, because you've already heard it, we have a co-host. We've never had a co-host before beside us 4. That's amazing.
Thank God.
I'm a co-host.
Coco.
Coco.
Special co-host.
It's going to be very interesting dynamic because like the mix, I mean, obviously we could be like 2-sided, 3-1, whatever the mix is. But now it's like, now we have 5 people. It's so crazy. But yeah, very exciting. A first for all of us. And we're just so jazzed. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited. I can't wait.
It's about to be crazy.
All I can say is that there is nothing wrong in this movie, and anyone who has any negative to say about it, you're
Eat
entitled.
glass.
Dahlia and Ketzel were like,
You're
I'm like-
entitled.
It's like anyone
to
who has
your
anything wrong to say
opinion.
about Oreos.
Yes.
Eat glass and die.
Oreos, War of the Worlds.
We both took a drink at the
Same
same
thing.
time.
Okay.
okay. So the second reason we picked this is it's aliens, babe.
It's aliens.
It's aliens.
It's aliens, babe.
Gays
I
love
like
aliens.
aliens.
Gays love aliens. Aliens
like
I don't think they
aliens.
love gays, but I don't think they like.
They pander
humans,
to them.
but
Anal probing.
Aliens love gays.
Retracted.
Redacted, retracted, put back
I
right
go back.
there.
First off, I think aliens are way ahead of the human race in general, as far as acceptance.
Man,
true,
I
true,
am
true,
so
true.
excited for when my alien movie comes out.
When aliens come,
When aliens come,
When aliens come, yeah, I'm excited for that too. Honestly, a little bit.
take me away.
oh, Lord.
Okay. Third point. Why?
It was a summer blockbuster.
And this is coming out in summer.
In
summer.
Summer.
In August. This is our first August episode. So
Wild.
happy end of summer, I guess.
Happy August.
Yeah, oh my
Happy
god.
August.
Happy end of summer to everyone else except Vegas.
Midsummer.
Because
Actually,
it's not going to get cold here until like
Summertime.
Halloween.
Sadness.
Tom Cruise.
That's
Tom
our first
Cruise.
point.
Wink,
And I
wonk.
wrote that.
Can't get enough
You
of
know,
him
we
this
just
year.
masked-
Tom Cruise.
We just masked points 1 through 3 just so we could get to point D.
Oh my god, I just
Yeah.
watched Top Gun this year, and then I watched Top Gun Maverick.
I'm so mad because I want to see it so
And
bad.
then here we are,
I'll go
Tom
see
Cruise
it with you
again.
after I saw all those images of Miles Teller.
Are you fucking kidding? Are you
Whoa.
fucking kidding
Miles
me,
Teller?
bitch?
Yeah,
You like Miles Teller?
I don't hate him.
But you there's like
Any.
a percent of you that finds him attractive.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So you're gonna watch Spider Head or whatever on Netflix with Miles Teller?
What is that?
What's
Oh, you don't know about your boyfriend? Okay. Well,
No.
Fake lover.
Not one of my top 5 by any means, but
Oh no, he's only got one person
Those are
on
your
his
top
top
five.
5, and it's Dylan O'Brien.
Dylan O'Brien 5 times.
Dylan O'Brien.
that was
no,
a
there
good
are
one.
probably a few others, but you know,
That was cute.
one is
One is definitely Dylan.
Yeah, for sure.
Wow.
D being the biggest letter.
Wink.
The most important letter
wink
of the alphabet.
Anyway,
Wink wonk. Why does Tom Cruise have such a fucking grip on you?
dude,
Explain to me. Because I don't understand.
That's
Honestly,
how cults
me
work. You could ask any cult person.
Did I not
You're
send
your
you-
first
did
guy
I-
Scientologist.
Did I
No,
not
no,
send-
no, 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 no. She
first
just got goaded with the sauce.
Stop
saying that.
Keep saying that,
Stop
please.
it.
Never
Jesus
stop.
Christ.
Never stop. Never stop.
Never stop
Hey,
stopping.
you remember how we said let's not talk over each other? Look at the screen. Look at the screen. Look at the screen.
But do you remember that when I went to New York and Los Angeles, I somehow came across both Scientology buildings and I sent
Well,
them
they're
to you?
huge.
Yeah.
To you
Yeah, you did.
specifically.
No, you sent the other one to all of us.
Yeah. They were meant
She
for
was
you.
thinking about someone specifically.
The Lizard King to his Lizard Queen.
Anyway,
Every lizard king is his queen.
I was watching a movie yesterday with Tom Cruise in it, and you were like, "A queen has a silver king."
Anytime I inconvenience someone, I was like, I live to pleasure my king.
I love that.
You're terrible, Antonio.
That's so
Terrible.
Okay. All right. To answer your question,
Oh, right, I asked one.
you know what it was that really just gripped me was Interview with the Vampire.
Oh.
Him in Interview with the Vampire, Mom.
I get it. I get
I
it.
get it.
So I think that's where it really started. And then because I was like, oh, I really love Tom Cruise, and everyone was like, I hate Tom Cruise. I was like, I love him even more.
He's a human atrocity.
I just can't
He's
stop
terrible.
looking.
Can't stop.
Tom Cruise,
Can't
if
stop,
you're
won't stop.
listening,
Don't.
Please don't listen.
Please don't listen.
please
We're
don't
gonna
pull
get we're gonna get got by some Scientologist assassin or some shit.
You guys are. I'm not.
Please don't.
Because you're a Scientologist.
The whole point was Tom Cruise and Steven Spielberg make a good match, because I will say, you say what you want about Tom Cruise, him in action movies,
The best.
Oh, agreed.
He's amazing.
The best.
It was Night and Day. That was what you were
Yeah.
you were watching.
Yeah.
Him in action movies. Night and Day is not a great movie.
Well, it's not a great movie, but like the action sequences still amazing. He does all of his stunts.
Yeah.
He does.
Which is incredible, and like Steven Spielberg makes amazing movies, so I think it was pretty good match. I think
Yeah.
so.
Listen.
that was the whole point. So
I don't like the man, but he can act and knows how to do action films.
Period.
I watched all the Mission Impossible movies, and I'm proud of it.
We
I'm sure
heard.
you are. You know what I've never seen? I think it's the name of the movie. The Last Unicorn?
No,
Does he play the last unicorn?
no, it was his first movie. It's a fantasy movie.
It's
not the
that's
last-
not it's not The Last Unicorn.
It's
No,
not-
The Last Unicorn is
Legend.
a fucking
Blue has
The Legend of the Unicorn?
No, it's Legend.
That's literally the name of the
Legend
movie.
of the Guardians.
Wow.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
The Last Unicorn is an animated movie.
Yeah, I figured that out when I started
An
to think about it
anime?
a little bit deeper.
No,
Never
animated.
An anime movie?
Hey, look, we got 3 weebs in the corner.
All I can
You're a
picture-
weeb?
I am a weeb.
Outnumbered.
We gotta
No,
go. We're not
no.
safe here.
That's what I just wanted to make that point, because that was the whole point. But Dahlia, go ahead on to what you were gonna say.
Right. So what do we know
what
about
do you guys
it?
know about it? Because it's Dahlia and Ketzel. What do you guys know about it?
Dahlia, you go first, please, my love.
I don't even know what
Uh,
we're watching now.
aliens,
We're watching
Doomsday,
Stupid ass.
Let her speak.
aliens, Doomsday, End of the World, Tom Cruise now, I guess, and that's it. I guess there's a
Dakota
plane
Fanning.
crash. I guess there's a plane crash
There's a
because
plane
we've
crash.
both
Okay.
been to Universal Studios, right?
Yes, we both. I saw the plane crash.
Yeah.
We ran around it when we were purging.
While I was being chased.
Well, we weren't purging. We were
'Cause-
running from the purgers.
The
Is that
ladies
still
love
like set up during?
Yeah, it is.
So you like have to run around that whole.
Yeah.
I think it's still cordoned off. Like you can't like walk
I can't
in
hop
through
on
the
it.
debris
Like,
or
through the
anything.
debris.
Like through the debris, it's still.
section where you walk actually through like where the house.
And they like kind of dress it up so that way it's more
It's like
purge-esque or
purge.
anything.
Yeah.
But
You
no.
can see the
it's-
plane though.
Yeah.
Real quick question because we haven't talked about it once. War of the Worlds is still based off of the H.G. Wells novel, right? Okay, perfect.
And it was a
like
radio play, right?
I was like,
But
you
I
guys
didn't know that.
So you guys do know a little bit more than.
I guess so. It didn't click to me that those two things were connected. To be
Yeah, it was like
honest.
the.
I mean,
radio
obviously,
But I
this is
know-
a modern rendition of any of that going on, and it's actually happening as opposed to just a radio play that's everyone
Right.
freaked out about. But
Yeah.
Which is so incredible. I think we were watching that found footage documentary. Then they were talking about like that, like not being one of the first like found footage, but one of those where it's like, is it real? Is it not real? Sort of situations. Because
So
what was
cool.
that? The
It's the original found footage. No, I'm thinking it was like 40s.
It was radio, so it had
Yeah.
been before.
Yeah.
Well, and
television.
the movie, the original movie itself was also like 30s or 40s too.
Yeah, it was very early in radio.
Yeah. So it's really cool. I think it's really cool. So I'll go into the scores. The Rotten Tomatoes score is 75. Audiences gave it a 42, and then Google.
Where are you
Have I done it for how many episodes?
Google users gave it an 82.
How do you feel about that, Jenna?
I trust the Google users.
We usually do too.
Normally,
Yeah.
yes.
That's I think the real pulse of the public.
Yeah, Rotten. I've never
That's
liked
the pulse
Rotten
of the public.
Tomatoes, but I mean it's like the main source of movie reviews. But I've never liked Rotten
No, yeah.
Tomatoes. 'Cause I don't know
well,
what they.
I
judge
do
off
think.
of,
Okay,
but-
so now that I think about it, whenever a movie is rated really well on Rotten Tomatoes, pardon me, do you guys think it's a good movie?
I'm
Like,
curious by it.
You're more
Yes.
like, curious.
When it-
like let's say if we were ever to watch Paddington 2.
I'm going to.
I'm going
Because
to.
it's highly rated.
So would you assume
I would-
that like if it's well rated on Rotten Tomatoes, you're probably gonna like it, but if it's not well rated, you might still like it anyways?
Correct. I trust their positive reviews. I don't trust their negative reviews.
Same.
That's fair.
Hot.
So more to the point, they're just more discerning comparatively.
Hello.
Hi, Chris Hemsworth and Miles Teller.
Okay, you heard it
Is
here
that
first.
Zazie Beetz?
Bisexuals hate Miles Teller.
I didn't like his mustache.
I think so.
I
I
think
think
so.
that's what the conclusion is
Yeah.
that
I don't like
Miles
his
Teller
face.
is not for the bisexuals.
No.
It's for the straights and the gays.
And the very gays.
Yeah.
What?
Miles Teller.
What exactly?
Not beloved with bisexuals.
He's for the straights and the gays.
and not for the
But not
bis.
for the bias.
We don't want him.
We don't
Yeah,
want to him.
y'all can keep them.
What?
He just gives me the ick.
Yeah.
And we're all, we're all.
Oh, no. Oh, that's fair.
We're all
Okay, because I was like, I thought everyone was going apeshit over that stupid mustache.
Oh no! I went over his
Who's
dance,
everyone?
his little wiggle.
I
Look,
can't
look,
stand
look,
the
look,
wiggle
look, look.
dance.
I loved
Instagram
it, but that was
usually is
it.
just a bunch of
No.
It was a
failure.
very, it
His
was a very
money don't
fleeting
jiggle
moment.
jiggle.
Jiggle wiggle.
But it caught me for a second while I was watching the movie. I was like, oh, and then I was like, and then I'm done.
No.
I'm done.
No. That's so straight white
You
male
forgot
dance.
the man body was attached to Miles Teller.
You're done.
You're done.
Shut down.
All right.
Actors.
Actors. Tom Cruise.
We talk one more word about it.
Tom Cruise is in this movie. Tom Cruise, Dakota Fanning, Justin Chatwin, Tim Robbins, and Miranda Otto.
Fun fact about Dakota Fanning, I think we are only like 3 or 4 days apart in age.
Really?
So we are the same age. So I was a wee tot, as she was a wee tot in this movie.
So you were both wee tots.
We were both wee
In
tots.
conclusion, you both were wee tots.
We were both wee tots.
Wait, are you telling me we're not all the same age right now?
Not within days of
Are
each
you
other.
28?
Yes.
Then
No,
we're
I thi-
all the same age.
You had to think about that, huh, Jenna?
No, she's talking about like.
But like,
What's
Oh,
your
right,
birthday?
right.
yeah,
your birthday?
like within days of each other.
February 17th?
And what's your social security number?
472.
1.
No.
-4.
So our expectations. I don't know about you. I have kind of high expectations because people are really horny about this film, including my
Our
friend
guest
over there.
host.
Monfrere over there. But it's one of the big ones, It's like the Alien movie. I like it.
Right.
I love Alien, so I feel like I'm going to really enjoy it.
Me too. I think like
yeah.
top tier like alien like aspect movies. That's like War of the Worlds, fucking
Alien.
yes, and also what is it? Signs.
Signs.
Yeah.
Very briefly, you see anything, but just there it is.
I gotta watch Signs. Never seen Signs. Slither.
That's an alien?
I don't know that.
Never
God.
saw Slither.
I never did
It
either.
looked- it's technically
I
an
was just
alien.
like-
You would like it. It's nasty.
It looked, it looked ick.
You would love it, dude. You would fucking love it.
It's nasty.
It's nasty as shit.
It looks kind of gross. You know, there are nasty
boys
things that
are
I
the-
do not like, oddly
No,
enough.
but it's nowhere.
Nathan.
Feast is the nastiest.
Not like Human Centipede
Nathan
or something like
Fillion's
that.
in it, yeah.
I've never seen any of the Human Centipede movies.
Yeah, okay, that's
neither.
nastier. Yeah.
Oh, I know what
I
I'm
was-
doing when I'm getting done.
Just like I'm gonna watch Slither.
Who the
If
fuck's
one-
in Slither?
Nathan
one reason
Fillion's
only.
dead.
Oh, he is.
Yeah.
I don't recall this.
Yeah, he's the he's like one of
He's
the main
Slither.
characters. He is Slither.
Listen.
I've never been more
So-
exhausted.
I am very exhausted because this movie stresses me out.
It
every
is a
time.
long movie, but it was fun.
It's not about
long.
that.
I was
It's
gonna
not
say
about
the
that.
movie goes by so quick for me.
but it's so like a lot.
There's so much
Yeah, but it's
happening.
really not that like long,
How long
to me.
is
Is
it?
3 hours. It's only like an hour and a half.
Is it really?
I think
Yeah.
it's like an
Yeah.
hour 45.
Yeah, it's the come down of it all. It's like it was a lot.
A lot of
And
emotion.
lots of so much emotion.
Hour 48 or hour 58. Excuse me.
Yeah,
Just
so
a two
nearly
hours.
2 hours.
Nearly.
It's not horrible. We watched long. It is just
We have watched longer.
exhausting.
It is a bit of a trying.
We were
time.
very invested, but I could say that we were talking a lot through it. But I was
Well,
reading
we
the
had to
captions.
react.
Right?
We were
Yeah.
screaming for the whole first half.
It was a lot.
It was a lot. I'm a little shell shocked.
I don't even know where to start.
All right.
Somebody kick us off.
Star, girl, ETs be watching Earth, and they be lurking. That's literally
Morgan
basically-
Freeman said that.
That's the summary. That's basically what
Yeah.
Morgan Freeman, who is our narrator,
God.
starts us off with.
Yeah.
He said that.
Yeah.
Like,
God tells us that
E.T.
aliens
was
have been
watching.
watching us this entire time.
They be watching us, and
They're
they be
studying.
lurking.
and they're not that impressed.
They
So,
like, they're like,
Is your
They're
little
not that cute. Your
look
hair's
dusty.
uneven.
is
You
your
look
little like
dusty.
E.T. like a callback to like other Steven Spielberg film?
no, but thank you. I,
Yeah.
I
Any
didn't wanna write out
extraterrestrial.
extraterrestrial.
Oh, I
Actually,
know.
Dahlia, fun fact: there's an interview with Sky's Lizard King
Okay.
that he says that the aliens in this movie are ET gone rogue.
I don't believe him.
Disgusting.
So like E.T.'s a
cousin.
Jedi and
E.T.'s like-
E.T.'s
fucked up cousin.
E.T.'s like cousins go Sith.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway. I'm not a Star Wars. Let's move on.
So we come upon Ray.
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise. Oh my god. So we go.
Thomas Cruise.
And his ex-wife Marianne is bringing his kids Rachel and Robbie to his home in New Jersey because it's his turn because they have joint custody, I'm assuming. She brings them to his home while she's going to go to her parents' house in Boston with her guy. her new
with
husband.
her new man.
I don't know if they're married or whatever, but yeah. Yeah. And then
Things get really weird.
things get kind of crazy. So there's this weird fucking storm that happens and lightning striking with no thunder. And it's striking like a bunch of fucking times in one place. And then all electronic devices poop.
Basically,
They stop working.
Yeah.
And when the TV was working, they were like live news coverage about EMPs because they're like, the regular people don't know what an EMP is. Let us explain it to them. So that's essentially what happened.
Yeah. So that happens. And then when like everything kind of stops, Ray runs outside and everyone's like running to like what is it, like Main Street or something?
Yeah,
Like,
they
run
go
outside
to
their
the
homes
they run
'cause
outside
the
their
homes are on the
homes
street.
and they're looking and then
And
he's
then they
looking
go
for
to, like-
Robbie who stole his car.
right.
And Robbie's like, your car fucked up. It's like just sitting on the street at blah, 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 next to the old church. So Ray's like, I'm going to go to the church and check it out, y'all.
Right, because Robbie came back and he was like, we watched the lightning strike 26 times in the
What a
same
specific
spot.
number. I don't even know if you can count that high.
I wonder if there's a significance.
Also, I just noticed Ray, Rachel, Robbie.
I did too. I was like,
Unfortunate.
Ray, Rachel, Robbie. Ray,
Rachel,
Rachel,
Robbie.
Robbie.
Ray.
God.
Ray, go,
So,
Bobby.
so Ray goes to, I guess, go find his car, and then like
He goes to just go check it out. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's what you know,
Everyone is just sitting checking shit
That's
out.
what
Okay.
straight white men do. The audacity
Everybody-
leads them to go and just check stuff out.
They're
Right.
just herding towards like one center area.
They're
because
always
it
investigating.
the lightning struck so
humans.
many times that it like caused a little hole in the street, and everyone's like, "Oh my god!"
That's
want
so
to touch
crazy.
it.
They
Um,
do, and they do, and
and
you
they
know
do.
what?
And they touch it.
It was supposed to be hot, but
They-
guess what?
It's cold.
And ice cold.
It's
And everyone,
freezing.
so he joins this crowd, and everyone's like, "What the fuck?" And then all of this sudden, a huge ass, big ass tripod machine thing emerges out of the ground and literally starts disintegrating the crowd into ash like Thanos. Girl, it's
Ew.
nuts.
This happened first. This happened first. War of the Worlds happened before Thanos. Mm-mm.
Oh yeah, but like literally, like
To the
disintegrated
layman's.
into
To the
dust.
layman's.
Do y'all think Thanos could beat these tripods / aliens?
Oh yeah.
If he had the
If
gauntlet.
he had all 5
I know. I don't even
stones
think
and the
even
gauntlet?
without the gauntlet,
You think he could hand to hand a tripod?
he would just be like,
Yeah. Yeah, just bop. This story.
I feel like he'd put up a
This
fight.
this is in an alternate MCU universe. This is where Tom Cruise goes on to become Iron Man.
Don't put Tom
She-
Cruise
no.
in my Marvel Cinematic
Don't put
Universe.
Tom
Breathe-
Cruise
I'm
and
breathing
Iron Man in
heavy.
the same
Don't.
sentence.
Don't.
No.
Tom Cruise as Tony Stark?
Don't disrespect Robert Downey Jr. like that.
Pick that
It's
back
an
up.
alternate
Don't get me
MCU.
wrong, I love Robert Downey Jr., but
No,
like
but,
in an alternate universe,
No.
I'm mad at it.
No, I
Remember
am.
when
Me
he
too.
had-
I'm
Thank you.
upset.
What is it?
No,
The Dark
we-
Phoenix was his ship.
We share so many opinions, and I think good opinions.
I'm upset about that there's people that think Tom Cruise should be alternate. No.
I absolutely agree with
Oh
those
yeah,
people.
I think in an infinite
you
number
are
of
those
universes-
people.
Isn't,
I'm okay with
isn't
it.
Tom Cruise too busy? Listen, I will strongly stand by my opinion of fuck Tom Cruise, and he has mentally abused every single woman he's been with.
I'll believe that. We needed a third.
I ain't joining.
And
So-
I will just say, away.
Dahlia's like,
Dahlia's like, I'm mentally checked out of this conversation.
let's talk about these.
all right.
The war of the world. This shit was so fucking stressful to watch. This fucking
Yeah.
scene,
Yeah.
entire scene.
It's just insane. Like everybody's running away when they finally realize, this is danger.
Danger.
Danger! They're turning into dust.
Suddenly,
Wait a
you know-
goddamn minute.
That scene hits so much differently once you've seen like the parody. No,
Oh.
the parody from the Scary Movie.
now that
show.
makes sense a little bit because I've seen Scary Movie.
Have you seen the one where they use War of the Worlds?
Is
I
that Scary
guess
Movie
so.
4?
I think that's 4.
Yeah.
Is it 4? It's that far
Yeah, I
in?
think so.
Jeez. Okay. So while everyone is getting dusted, Ray and the kids skirt and drive to Marianne's house in suburban New Jersey to take cover in the basement. They wake up the next morning and bam, a whole ass plane has crashed into the neighborhood, destroying the house and everything else.
Shook.
While looking through the wreck, Ray runs into a news team searching for food. They tell him that the scary tripods have attacked all major cities around the world, and they have force fields, so nothing can stop them.
Freaking
force
fields.
fields. But yes, force fields nonetheless.
It is also revealed there's more than one tripod.
Yes.
And it's also revealed that the lightning strikes were how the aliens got into them.
Into
Right.
the ships, yep.
Also,
Beam
there
me
was
up,
a
Scotty,
whole-
or actually beam me down.
Scotty, beat me down into that bitch.
Down
into the earth.
It's gonna be like
Yeah, that was like. Can I just say how wild it was that they just kept surviving? Like, are you really that lucky? Are you really that lucky to keep
I mean,
surviving
it's
in
called
basements?
main character energy.
Main
Yeah.
character energy, but also, honestly, common sense.
Yeah, true.
Go down to the basement.
Yeah.
It makes sense. I mean, I had a lot of questions during the movie that I'm trying to recall right now, but I was like, doesn't it make more sense that they're not in the room with all the pipes because they could all burst? But I guess, I guess the wooden door or whatever fucking protected them from like the onslaught of the fire that was coming through.
Right.
Anyway,
So having walked through the set and like seen it, what do you guys think?
Fucking awesome, dude. Like, first of all, I kept telling this to Jenna. I can't fathom watching this film in theaters.
Yeah.
Nope.
Like for the first time. Like
Yeah.
just like that walking out and seeing that fucking busted ass plane outside. Shook.
Yeah.
Can't fathom having that on the big screen. And then walking through it is so fucking crazy. Well, following Dahlia running around near the plane was fucking crazy.
I mean, I've been to Universal Studios like a handful of times, many times, and I've been on the tour and I've seen the plane, but now it's like, you know, seeing it in action the way that it was supposed to be in like in the movie, I'm just like, that's shocking.
Movie magic,
Yeah.
bro.
The debris and everywhere is just so absolutely insane. I think it really paints a picture. And like I already knew because of like fun facts about stuff is like that was like a real plane that they dismantled
Exactly.
for this.
I was gonna ask
Right.
about that. I was like, do you guys remember from like the tour? They were like, we spent a shit ton of money to get this plane.
It was just so much money that they're just like, we'll just keep it.
Yeah.
But
just
it
put
looks so cool. I think
It
even
is
going
so
through
cool.
the tour, like normally not having to walk through it is
The tram tour.
so fucking cool.
Yeah, the
like
tram-
just
yeah.
seeing it like up close like that is very cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember seeing that tram tour the first time, and like I didn't know that that was part of the tram tour. And I think the first time I went was when me and Sky went. God,
That
how
was the
many
first
years
time
ago?
I went to Universal Studios.
Yeah,
I
we
think
were-
in my like
Adult life.
not adult life because we were in
But,
middle
like,
school, but like
remembering.
remembering.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was fucking cool.
That was my first time too. Like, so seeing that was like,
That's pretty fresh for you.
Fucking
If it's
amazing.
middle school, you would have just seen the movie like
Yeah.
3
yeah,
years
because
ago.
2005.
It was
and
been
we
so
were in middle
shook.
school in, like,
Jenna was
07.
shook. She was so excited.
I was so excited
Oh my god.
to see that.
Oh, but it was so crazy. And like also the news people,
Hungry.
they just like took all the food and they're like, bye.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I mean that's what
But
you
I'm
gotta
like-
do.
Snatched up the plane food.
The
You
survival
gotta-
of the
snatch up
fittest.
the plane food.
Absolutely. You gotta take what you can.
Good on them.
So, Ray, who doesn't, kind of knows what he's doing, but he decides to take the kids to Baston, to go find their mom. And obviously, everyone's losing their fucking tiny little minds. Like, every human has forgotten how to act. And this is, a lot of whack shit's happening. So.
Right.
Naturally.
And there's like mobs and they have to like abandon their vehicle, and it all sort of leads to what I think is the craziest scene. Probably the scariest one for me was when they're trying to like get to the Hudson River ferry.
Yes.
And everyone of course is mobbing. First of all, like they're attacking them, and then everyone's just like, you remember like World War Z? How like all the fucking
Yes.
humans just climbing
Yes.
over each other? I haven't seen the movie, but remember the trailer.
Yeah, all the
Um,
zombies just climbing.
Yeah,
each other
they're
to get-
zombies, but
They're
these are
zombies.
human
But
people.
these are like literally human people with such like desperation to like, it just like, everyone's like,
I
weird in
mean,
this.
I compared it to Titanic, so I'm just like, that's
Very
Titanic
that.
with panic. Like you're just doing whatever you can to try to survive, like clawing your way. Like
Yeah.
the ship is going down. I mean, it
Right.
wasn't going down.
Mass
yet.
transit during any sort of like disaster scenario just seems like a mistake.
Yeah, it seems
That's
like
what
a
I
terrible
said.
idea.
Yeah, I think movies like this just show how incapable we are as a human race to be able to handle any sort of panic where we are the prey.
Well, the thing is, like, we're so vulnerable, well, to aliens for sure, but like just like natural
Right.
disaster, like Mother Nature can wipe us out like that,
Oh, to
Right?
a second. Yeah.
like in a fucking second.
She's
And the way
already
we-
doing it.
And the way we react to that is fucking ants, fucking just it's desperation. It's fucking- yeah, and then we didn't even talk about the scary ass fucking noise these tripods make.
yes.
Yeah, I looked that up.
Haunting.
I think you were.
I'm ripping my fucking mic. I'm like,
You were saying
I
it's
think you're in
the
the
didgeridoo
bathroom.
and something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I looked it up and it said that the they called it ULA sound of the tripods is actually a didgeridoo and computer sound effects.
Yep.
Isn't that wild?
it like, it would have fucking haunted me had I seen this as a child.
Yeah, the warning call that they make. Yeah, I remember because I saw this movie in theaters and we were all like 10 or 11 when this movie came out, and like I saw it opening weekend with my dad, and like that sound has haunted me since.
I love that sound.
It's like the Pearl sirens.
Yeah, like
It's like-
terrifying.
I just love any like great herald sound, like
Inception trailer.
I guess like great like
Blom.
trumpets or like anything that's like kind of biblical, like I don't know, supernatural.
End of
or-
times.
or Legion.
Yeah.
You're fucking terrified.
Mass,
Just like
mass extinction-y.
great big siren, even like the
End
purge
of world,
sirens.
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
in that
it's a
vein.
vibe.
Like some ominous foreboding sort of like,
Right.
I like it. It calls deep to my soul.
Right. Yeah. It's
Mom, I'm home.
yeah.
I'm coming.
It's like terrifying,
God.
but also like watching it when you think you're safe in your own home. You're like, ooh, I like this noise. But like, if I heard it right now while we were recording this,
myself. I'd be
I would
like,
shit my pants.
You know,
Bye, bitch.
like
Kenzo would just sit down.
I stay seated.
Inversely, I think
Applesauce.
the opening soundtrack for 30 Days of Night, where it's all like just like whispery and kind of like crackly maybe at the beginning, that shit freaks me out.
Yeah.
But like,
That's a vampire one, right?
yeah,
We watched
that's
it.
the Alaskan Hall.
Yeah. That's good shit.
Bro,
Sour
the
guy.
ending song to that movie makes me cry every time.
Because it's a sad
It's
ending.
so sad.
It's so sad.
Are sad.
Can I talk about the tripod for a second?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go.
Please.
It's like cool that it was a tripod, you know. I think you called it a ship and I was like, ships, but then it's like, who said ships can't have legs?
Ships don't need to fly.
Exactly, and that was very, very cool. I think something else besides the sound of it is like also the way that they like kill the people, like with lights. They use lights to like track, and then
Right.
they had this like fucking laser, which basically blew people up, like incinerated them, but not their clothes, which was very interesting because I'm like, that's very rapture-y, which
Yeah.
also kind of ties into that like biblical.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that was really, really interesting take for them to do that. But I think you mentioned too.
Yeah, I like the take because I think it like later on in the movie it shows because Rachel ends up in a river because she needs to go to the bathroom and she sees all the clothes floating down, and I think it helps like show how many people have been killed during this because you see the clothes floating down as opposed to just like she wouldn't like she sees bodies too, but it's like the clothes floating
There's
down.
clothes,
even more
bodies,
so.
and then even after the ferry scene, you just start to see like clothes flying through the
Yeah,
air,
when-
which seems so odd, you know.
yeah, when they make it past the tripods in the river, they see the clothes
There's-
like.
the ferry goes down and they're running through the forest, and there's just pants and shirts.
Yep.
Never any
But no
intimates or
people.
anything, just pants and shirts.
It's too sexy.
It's too sexy for the audience. Also, like that scene. This is not part of this scene, but when, like the bodies are going down the river. I thought it was so beautiful.
Steven Spielberg, man.
It was so fucking ominous, but beautiful. Something very beautiful about it. Just
He
like
be hitting.
he be hitting. But back to the ferry scene. So they're trying to get on, and then you hear the whomp.
That was beautiful.
Thank you. When the tripod.
Do your best tripod sounds.
Whomp.
That's not ominous enough.
Yeah, that
No.
wasn't very scary.
I don't think
It's
I could
more
be.
like.
Kind of like a whale.
Yeah.
I think if we can all harmonize it. We
Does
can get
anyone
it.
wait? Does anyone here know how to play the trumpet? I was an orchestra, so
No. I was the sax.
Yeah, you were. I was an oboe.
I mean that's kind of.
We were both
Close,
woodwinds.
right?
That's brass.
Okay, do the deep thing. I think if we harmonize, we can get close to the sound. Ready?
Right, I'll be the conductor.
Ready?
Wait.
Y'all.
Polly was like, I'm not even gonna fucking participate.
Okay, fine.
Anyway, so
so-
they come. They do
They
be
come,
coming.
they
They
go.
arrive.
They arrive and the ferry's gone. Ray and the kids have made it on, but that should be tipping over because these tripods, they
Can
swim.
swim.
They can fucking swim.
Bitch, they can swim.
Bitch, they can fucking swim. So that ferry goes.
And more than a doggy paddle swim.
Oh
They
my
full
God.
on like Michael Phelps swim.
Michael Phelps ass fucking.
Oh my God.
And it was so fucking.
I was trying to think. I was
scary.
like, you guys keep saying they
Breaststroke.
can swim. I was like, there's one where like they find out some sort of fucking monster can fly, and they're like, they can fly. And I was trying to figure out what
Is
fucking.
it Jurassic Park?
No, it's not Jurassic Park. I did think it was for a second. I was like, is it fucking Jurassic Park? But no, a pterosaur is a pterosaur. Everyone knows they can fly.
I was gonna say
It was-
Everyone who's anyone.
Seriously though.
The fact that it was swimming was like so gross, and it like tips over the ferry, right? And there's cars on the ferry, which is so
Yeah.
wild to me. I'm like, why would you leave the
that one
cars
scene.
there? But the thing is, people were still driving their cars, and they put them on the ferry.
Right.
And then when it tipped over, there was actual people inside of those cars, and I could not take that because I'm like, I cannot, because drowning is like one of my number one fear. And then they kept swimming away, and then I was like, when they were pulling off initially, even I was just like, they're gonna get sucked in by that motor, like it's gonna go, and it's gonna like kill them. There's gonna be splashes of blood everywhere. It's nasty.
Dahlia was real fucking tense, dude. We have a
Because I
picture of
didn't-
that.
I didn't like it.
Check IG.
Intense.
Yeah, because you figure this only happened in like a 3 to 4 day span time. Like they weren't on Earth for that long. This
They did so
Dude,
much
you're
damage.
blowing my mind right now because it
No,
felt
they
like
were-
a fucking week.
No, they were only on Earth for like 3 or 4 days. Like this all happened
They got
in
shit
less
done,
than a
though.
week, but they couldn't survive
Because the microbes.
because of microbes.
Way to jump. Way to jump.
Anyway, okay, so once they escape, once they get to land, the family witnesses the U.S. Marines going into battle with more tripods, and
After going through Amish country. Because this is a good time to be Amish.
The best time to be Amish.
fucking Robbie decides that he wants to join. And Ray's like, no, don't. And he's like, but I gotta, Dad, let me go.
They didn't have to, but okay.
He really didn't have to.
But you just can't.
Meanwhile,
So stupid.
Rachel's like, "You're the only true father figure in my life."
And she's like, yo, what the
Please don't
fuck?
leave.
And then she's stuck like
He
next to a
Naruto run
tree.
into the fucking battle.
She's stuck next to a
Jesus
fucking
Christ.
tree, and then these people are like, you can't be here by yourself. And she's like, that's my dad right there, though. And then
my
he's
dad.
trying to handle this other fucking bullshit with this other fucking kid. And I'm just like, yo, what is even happening right now? I got so pissed at Robbie for running into the fire. I'm like, don't run into the fire. That's stupid. I'm like, you got to do survival. And like, clearly,
T.
Nah,
He's
does
dumb.
not have a predilection for like survival instincts.
I'm just like,
He just
they
wanted to
are.
fight, right?
He's also a
He
teenager.
just wanted to fight.
He
Which
was
is so
just
gonna
stupid.
get back at them.
Yeah, he was
We're
just
gonna
this
get
angry
back.
teenager that immediately felt like revenge was the answer.
He has
Classic
not lived
angry
life.
teenager.
This is
Yeah.
such like a teenager thing to do. Is like, I have not lived life, but it's like, but I'll die for my country, and I'm just like, fucking die then, just go.
They die.
Fucking go, dude. Bye. And I was over Robbie as soon as he disappeared into that fireball. That was good.
I was over him like within like the first like 10 minutes of meeting him as a character. I was like,
Sorry to dog on your childhood crush, bro.
It's all right.
it's all right.
was-
We all
he
thought
was-
he was kind of cute, but
Yeah.
not bright.
No, he gave off the teenage son vibes of my parents aren't together. Both my parents are kind of shitty and can't get along to raise us properly. So here I am taking care of my sister all by myself while my shit ass mom marries this other shit ass man.
T.
You pointing that out to me was just like, oh no.
I was like, ooh.
Jenna's
I've
fucking
seen
dropping
this movie a
the
couple
truth
times.
bombs.
Jenna's clearly analyzed this movie all by herself.
Oh, I have.
And that's why you're here. That's why you're here.
I am 100% Team Ray over Team whatever the fuck mom's name was.
Marianne.
Marianne, there you go.
I mean, I still don't like Ray either, but
I like
that's
Ray
okay.
more.
Yes.
I like Ray more now at the end of the movie.
Yeah, the first 10 minutes were not very forgiving to him.
No, absolutely not.
So Robbie goes into battle, and
Bye.
Ray and Rachel skedaddle on out of there. The Marines lose hard, and Robbie is presumed deaded.
Unalived.
Unalived.
So Rachel and Ray end up taking shelter in a basement with this fucking crazy guy named Harlan.
Who is a crazy guy?
He's
It was
so
crazy.
crazy. Like, he was like, come here, let me save you. And they were the only two that ran in there. So it was like, first of all, that's a red flag.
Right.
Yeah, that's very true.
I mean, it wasn't even his house. Like, we were talking about that during the movie. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, like, you know, he has his little stash, but he's like, oh, I found this. And I'm like, he doesn't live there.
Yeah, like I don't know if I would run straight to a man popping out of the basement with a shotgun to come
Fair.
stay with him.
But in a moment of weakness
Like granted,
In a
yes,
moment of desperation,
and
maybe.
desperation.
Yeah.
but granted, I would also probably assume I'd either myself or be with trusted people that have some sort of protective device, and not run to some stranger's basement.
And he was being creepy.
Yeah, a little creepy.
I'll take care of you if your daddy's gone.
Oh yeah, that was fucking weird.
That's fucking weird as shit, dude.
So Rachel, Ray, and Harlan are undetected for a couple days in this house with the basement. Even when a freaking probe comes down and starts like
That
searching,
was so
searching, lurking, and even a fucking
Investigating.
and even a squad, literally four of
literally.
yeah,
of aliens come and check out the basement too.
and Harlan cannot keep his mouth shut.
Seriously. Like, it was
wanting
just
to
too
like
fucking
shoot
much.
them, and Ray's like,
Don't
fucking
do
right.
it. I mean, it was better for them that they didn't, but I'm just like, this fucking guy, man.
Because, like, what? You're going to shoot one of them? You can't shoot all 4 of them at the same time.
No, you're gonna alert the rest.
I'm gonna hit you with this real quick. I didn't like how they showed us the aliens.
Like, you didn't like the design of them?
And not the design. I wish.
You wanted it to be a secret?
Yeah,
You
I
wanted
feel
to
like I
never see
liked
what
it
they
when
look like at
you
all.
like
that you
wanted to be
didn't
like,
know.
who is that girl I see?
staring straight. That's just my personal taste. I don't know what y'all think, because I very much find the not seeing of things a lot spookier. Because this was, to me,
course.
this was a horror fucking film.
Yes.
It truly was.
Yeah.
So the idea of seeing them kind of like ruins the
mystery
of it all.
I can see that.
I can see that too.
And like, they're kind of cute.
They're so cute.
That ruins it for me.
I was like, oh, they're so cute.
Their eyes.
I think the part that...
so curious.
When I think you said they have like
They have
cat-like
cat-like
eyes.
eyes?
You said
Yeah.
that,
Dahlia
and I
did,
was
yeah.
like, oh my god, they're so cute.
I think the part that I liked about that part of the film is because you're already stressed out because there's the probe or arm, whatever you want to call, of the ship searching this basement, and it finally disappears, and you're like, okay,
can
we're
breathe.
fine. But like the aliens are like, nah, there's something sus down there. So like we're gonna right. They're like, we're gonna go in there ourselves.
They have really long fingers.
Yeah,
like,
and then
slime,
like, and then like I did like the design of them because of course when this movie came out, as soon as it came out on DVD, I purchased it and watched every like interview and behind the scenes that you could in freaking 2005, and like they designed the aliens based off the ships to be still creepy and have like the same angular effect of the
Yeah,
ships and everything.
absolutely.
It's
And
like
so,
they were
like-
mini versions.
Exactly, because they still had that, like, their heads were similar to their ships. So, like, I still like that you were like, oh, we're safe. The arm/probe is gone. But the aliens are like, nah, bro, we're gonna walk in there ourselves. And, like, when one of them pushes Rachel's, like, rocking chair forward.
and she's just like,
Terrifying. Yes. She's like, God, please.
literally, she
Ketzel,
like,
is that why they designed Jaegers to look like people?
Anyway, okay, so
I'll plug my mic.
Is that a Pacific Rim?
It is a Pacific Rim.
So after they leave, they're safe. Ray ends up discovering that the aliens are starting to cultivate a red vegetation across the land, terraforming the earth to what Mama likes. That's nasty.
Mama likey.
What Mama
I hate
likes.
that.
So it's fucking crazy.
It's so nuts. The reveal is so fucking nuts.
It's like everywhere. It's everywhere. But that shit was nasty. I was really trying to get it in my brain. I'm like, okay, so they're cultivating the human blood, and how are they like churning it out? Like, did they stuck a syringe in there? Are they taking the juice out? Like, is it also body? I don't know.
Yeah, they were just doing every type of
fucking
experiment
around.
they could think of.
Probably
It-
just,
And it was
you know,
gross.
It was the
mixing
equivalent.
some fertilizer in with the blood and then just go spritz,
Juicing,
spritz.
yeah.
Right.
you
They're
know.
like, why not take the people that live on this rock that we've never been to and see what happens
Truly.
if we spray them everywhere?
It's the equivalency of like that kid with
with
the
a
lunch.
magnifying glass?
No, with that part with the lunch is like put chocolate milk in the thing and that and starts doing all these little concoctions,
That's disgusting.
but with people. Also, what do you think the red wheat tastes like?
It
Rhubarb.
tastes like
Strawberries.
fucking
Very
iron.
irony.
Like metal.
Those 3 rhubarb, strawberries,
It tastes like what
Strawberries?
Iron.
it tastes like what licking a battery is like.
Yeah. I could see
licorice,
So
Red licorice.
red
So-
licorice.
Red vines.
I hate licorice.
So Harlan, the next day after Ray discovers all the red vegetation, Harlan has a fucking breakdown, having seen the tripods harvesting human blood, as you guys mentioned.
He's freaking out, man.
Blood and tissue to fertilize the vegetation, and he's freaking out hardcore, and he won't stop. So Ray kills him because he's like, the
Sorry,
aliens are
you
gonna
gotta
hear.
go.
Right.
Fair.
I mean, he's also like, Harlan's been creepy towards Ray's daughter this
Yeah.
entire time. Has
Yep.
put him and his daughter in danger this entire time. So, I mean, what else is a father to do?
Well, yeah, because he's
Honestly.
also
Killed.
like,
He warned him, man. He was
Right,
like,
yeah.
"You need to shut the fuck up, dude. Like, that's my kid. You know what I have to do." And he's like, "Look, they're all look." He looks at me, and I look at him,
Oh my god.
and I'm just like, "Oh no!" And so he blindfolds her.
Yeah. And Ray kills Harlan with a shovel / his bare hands.
Nasty.
Trauma.
Just nasty.
So a second probe comes down and catches them sleeping, which
They caught me slipping.
they caught me fucking slipping, dog. They caught me fucking slipping, and Rachel freaks out and she starts screaming and she runs out and then fucking ends up getting abducted.
Disappeared. Fucking disappeared.
And then Ray also gets abducted. And
But he gets
is
abducted
voluntarily.
with grenades.
yeah
Voluntarily.
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 I almost said voluntold.
He got voluntold.
He got voluntold.
They
to
got
be
voluntold to take
abducted.
him.
And he gets pulled into the tripod and ends up with like a bunch of people.
They're like, yeah, like they're in
like in a
holding
basket.
chamber. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
a basket,
Basket.
holding chamber, and then some little like tentacle like out of this what seems like a butthole.
This orifice.
A
It's
butthole.
like it's like, and then
Hate that. Hated that so much.
scooping him up. Can I just say though, like when as they were taking away Dakota Fanning, or she was like running away, she's a good like screamer as a child.
Yeah,
like she
great
puts
actress.
the panic.
She's
Great
a
crier.
great scream actress, especially for that age.
She put the panic into me.
Oh,
and I'm like, please
100%.
stop screaming. You're scaring me.
And I think I mentioned this while we were watching it. Like, people gave her so much shit for screaming so much, but I'm like,
I'm a
what
10-year-old
would you
child.
as a 10-year-old do?
And I have anxiety.
I don't know if I would run away from my father in the aspect when she did like run up the stairs from the basement.
Fight or flight.
I'd probably hide behind my dad with the axe chopping the alien arm as opposed to run up the stairs. But to each their own.
Yeah,
You know, it's a choice.
I think
Yeah,
I think
that's a
it would
choice.
just happen, you know. I don't think that it's like terrible about her, and
No.
like the fact that you said that people like gave her so much shit about being useless too.
No, she got like such terrible reviews, and I'm like,
She did great.
I personally
I think
think
she did
she's
great,
a great actress.
I think
like,
just as a character, no one really liked her.
yeah,
she's a
but
kid.
people cannot separate those things in their
Yeah.
mind sometimes.
That's why
you know?
it's like,
I don't know her as a personal person. No idea.
No,
but
no.
like I think she's a great actress.
Even though you guys
No.
grew up together being tots.
Yeah, we totally grew up
Being
together.
toddlers, there's only 4 days between you two. You
Yeah,
have,
there's only
shared
like 3 or
birthdays.
4
Soul
days.
sisters.
We're buds.
But as Dahlia said, the thing comes out and like sucks up people, and then obviously that's how they
They
fertilize their vegetation. Ray ends up getting pulled into it, but he has all the grenades, which I don't know where he grabbed those from.
he was searching the
He
tank.
was like running.
It shows.
Yeah,
he
he
goes
was-
into the tank before he gets abducted.
There was a
Okay.
significant zoom in on
Correct.
that.
There
Okay,
was a
thank you.
belt.
So he had grenades, so when he gets sucked up into it, he lets them all
Yeah,
out.
he
and
takes the
then
pins
the
out.
people end up pulling him out.
which was
and-
very cool.
which
Very
is very
smart.
cool.
Very nice.
I like
Why
that.
do that for one guy but not the next?
I
Main character
not?
energy.
Okay,
Main
exactly.
he's
character
hot.
energy.
Exactly that.
'Cause he's
But they
hot.
pulled the right guy, and I thought that was very cool and
Yeah.
a very like testament to humanity. Sometimes, like as
I
much
know.
as I want to
for
get,
the other guy.
I know.
No,
We're gonna look
Maybe it was because maybe,
that.
Look past that.
maybe they saw he had his kid. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just making shit up. But I was like, why try to save one but not the others?
Dog, that's Tom Cruise.
Or because he's
Get
hot.
him out.
I'm just saying. Either way, they
Listen.
picked the
Yeah,
right guy.
that's why the Marine was after it.
It was
He
a
saw his dad and his
it was
daughter.
a very
It was like,
exciting
hot.
moment.
He was
when
like,
yeah.
"Oh,
they
Daddy."
pulled Ray out of the mouth or whatever,
The
and
butthole,
like
Jenna,
the
please.
butthole,
Okay.
Jenna, please.
And
The
like-
inverted butthole? Because things went in it?
It was
you
prolapse.
realize that he's pulled the pins out of the
Okay.
grenade, and you're like, oh shit.
And everyone's like,
It's
"Dude."
over.
everyone down. Well, he had
Yeah.
a military guy with him, and who I guess
Well, yeah,
had
because
authority.
he's one of them that saved Ray, and then like he had
He's the
three,
main guy
three
that
or
saved
4
Ray.
pins in his hand.
Yeah, it was amazing. I was like, whoa. And I guess, that also kind of, and I know we're talking about the ship a lot, but like, it was kind of like fleshy on the inside. Like, could the
Yeah.
metallic stuff on the outside be like exoskeleton and all this fleshy stuff on the inside? I just don't understand how those
Yeah.
two go together unless they
I don't know.
have
And
figured
that's-
out biotech, really.
Right, and that's what I've
Biotech.
always
Some sort of silicone situation.
wondered
Who
too,
knows?
like what the inside of their ship is. Like,
I
is
wanted
it
so bad.
is it a
I wanna
ship?
cut 'em
Like,
open.
are the aliens like in there, like walking around, or
I
is it
mean-
just like a device?
It's
to-
like a horse
Are they
for them.
swimming around?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's
Right.
like a
They're probably swimming
being
around inside of
almost.
this thing.
right. Like, is there like a whole control panel inside,
Is there a brain?
Is it
Is
sterile?
they
Is
just
it-
connect their
it's
little
another
tendrils
being.
into like the ship itself?
or
and
like
just
is
move
the
around?
ship itself like sentient?
Yeah.
Questions.
Because you know, at like, not to like jump around, but like at the end we see what happens is like some goop comes out and then the alien comes out and it's like,
Goop
where
mom.
did the goop come from? Like
Right.
what was
like
in
I'm
there?
assuming that's part of like the human blood and whatever process they were doing experimenting on humans. But it's like, yeah, is the ship sentient? Because like when the grenades go off and the ship dies, everything else starts to die. Obviously the microbes that we've become immune to is what initially kills it, but it's like that means the ship has some type of like system
Yes.
That the microbes got in.
that's not like just, I can't even think of the word, but like
I'm not a doctor.
me neither. But like the ship isn't like a fucking motor.
It's not antibacterial.
Yeah,
Right,
the
right.
The
It's-
ship is living
Yes.
because the ship's died
Damn, bro.
deep.
So deep.
So,
But they escape.
But they escape and they survive. And then a few days later, they arrive in Boston where they notice that the vegetation is dying and the tripods are also collapsing. And Ray, lets the military people know, like, hey, the shields are down. Like, shoot them.
Kill it.
And they shoot them. And once the tripod falls, the hatch opens up. And this pale ass, sick ass alien collapses.
Look,
and
the
then
placenta.
fucking
What is it? Like the water. What is it? The water breaks.
the water breaks. The alien comes out and he's like, so the aliens die. Rip girlies.
Damn.
Wasn't the strongest girly after all.
Was strongy girly
Bird flu
after
killed the
all.
aliens.
So that leads us to the end of the movie with Ray and Rachel finally reaching fucking Marianne's parents' home.
Right.
And they reunite. And Robbie is alive.
Is alive.
For no fucking
Meanwhile,
reason.
what was bitch ass Marianne and her parents doing? Sipping tea.
Vibing.
Dude, they looked so
Immaculate.
unscathed.
The aliens literally could not reach Boston in like the 3 to 4 day span.
Which is fucking bullshit. Boston should have been the first one to go. Boston should have been the first one to go. Boston. Fuck Boston.
What does Boston do for anyone?
I also have so many strong opinions against Marianne. I can't stand her. How do you
Go off, sis.
How
Go.
do you look at the man that protected your child the entire time, hugging your child, which of course, but look at him and just mouth thank you? Like, bitch, you were sitting in your
They
house.
probably made his ass turn around to be like,
sipping
hey, you
tea.
can
Yeah,
go.
they probably didn't even let him come into the house. Like, your bitch ass was sipping tea. Meanwhile, Ray was doing his damnedest to keep both your kids alive.
He got sucked up in an asshole.
Like, and your bitch ass
Yeah.
just says, "Oh, thank you."
Okay.
They look terrible.
And you know what? Ray probably divorced your ass because you probably got pregnant with fucking Tim while you were still married to Ray.
And that's all period.
Because, like, take a look
Write
at
that backstory, girl. Write it.
Fuck Marianne.
Jenna has a whole fucking
Dissertation
about it.
Marianne
Just-
was absolutely pregnant with Tim's child while her and Ray were still married.
Write that into canon, please. Steven Spielberg.
Call us.
But, like, just take a look at them. Like,
Go
at
back
the
to
end
the
of the
source
movie.
material. H.G. Wells. All publications need to be corrected.
They look like Tom Cruise and, like, fucking Dakota Fanning and fucking Robbie. Who cares what his name
Fuck
is?
Robbie.
Yeah, I
Like,
don't know.
Ray and Rachel and Robbie look like fucking shit, dude.
Yes.
They've been through some shit the past couple days.
Ray killed a guy.
Yeah,
Ray
Ray
literally
killed a guy.
killed
To
a guy.
survive.
And then fucking they come to the door and I was just like, you are still alive?
And Robbie damn near joined the fucking army.
He exploded
did.
in the sunset.
He exploded, and they didn't even clean his ass. He was still dirty, and they were immaculate.
Meanwhile, mom and the grandparents are
Just
like,
got there like 10 minutes ago.
And I just want to
Take
know
off your clothes.
what
Clean 'em
fucking
up.
doomsday bullshit that they got in their house to keep them safe this entire time.
No window was broken.
Nothing was
Not a one.
affected.
Fucking Boston.
there were
dude.
just a lot of leaves because there was no one there to clean up the leaves.
fucking
All the
Boston.
leaves are brown and the skies are gray.
Fuck
All
Marianne.
the leaves are brown.
My God.
All
And
the leaves
the
are brown.
sky is gray. Finish it. Just finish.
Thank you. So it's revealed through the wonderful narration of Morgan Freeman that the aliens got deaded because their immune systems suck ass
Yep.
and couldn't handle Earth. So it sucks to suck. The end.
Can I say I do like the ending of how the aliens weren't able to survive and completely kill us, as opposed to signs? Like the whole, the aliens didn't make it because you're allergic to water.
Oh, is that the one that you were talking about?
Yeah,
You're like,
that's what I thought this one was. I thought
No.
this one was yeah.
no.
This one makes makes more sense to me, because like they were still able to survive long enough to kill a bunch of us, but eventually the vid got them.
They
The
couldn't
vid.
handle.
Vid.
And
Honestly,
like,
Smallpox got him.
I mean,
I want, yeah, that whole parallel with like, that is right, like exactly that.
They're
But
trying
like,
to colonize.
colonizing,
Right.
an inhospitable, like, not inhospitable, but a place that you're not
This is
familiar with.
inhospitable. This
Right.
Earth is inhospitable.
Okay, but like colonizing an area that you're not familiar with puts you at a lot of dangers for a lot of things,
Right.
and like biologically, it didn't mesh.
no.
So I think that was amazing. I think at the point that we realized that they were like dying, he went like, and then he went,
yeah,
and then
it
it
just
flew into the,
disintegrated.
I love
and I was
your
like,
sound
what?
effects.
But I think it
crazy.
also
your
shows
folio
like
work.
how
So
much
frail.
destruction they did in such little time. We are the lesser species of the entire universe.
We're the cockroach.
100%.
We're the cockroach.
100,000%.
still keep living.
Like, what was it? Even though Harlan was fucking insane, what was it he said? He said it's like an army against human versus ants, or something similar
And men
to
versus
that.
maggots.
Men versus maggots. Yeah, like it's impossible. Like you can't beat that unless
You don't think there's someone out there weaker than us?
no,
probably
not even
not.
close.
There's so many planets out there.
All the planets are stronger than us. All the planets have stronger, smarter species than us.
I'm
1,000%.
sure. That's why I'm like, oh, you think you're smarter than me? I literally give zero fucks. Like, there's probably more stuff out there
Right.
There's so much stuff out there, guys.
than like multiverse shit and like blah blah blah.
So many suns out there with like
Ooh, it's the scarier one? Okay,
Our sun
so...
isn't even the biggest star.
no.
No, it's not. No. So, like, scariest things of the universe. One is the supermassive black hole. What is it, like, ton 802? Is, like, the largest denomination for the black hole itself. And by comparison, it, like, the sun that we have doesn't even make up, like, a percentage. Like,
Isn't
full
the entire
percentage of that.
galaxy swirling around a black hole?
Yeah.
that's the idea.
Yeah.
That's the
close to
idea.
one.
I wrote a book about it to
That's
children.
why we're
That's the
we're a
hypothesis.
spiral galaxy.
Yeah.
They were very concerned about black holes, and I'm like, don't be concerned about that. Be concerned about the Earth.
Be concerned about what you're going to be doing
That's
and
too
what
big
your
picture.
family member.
Yeah.
You're going too far. But the other thing that's scary is Boots Void.
Boots the house down.
Boots the house down.
BOOTES, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
What's
shit
she?
freaks me out. So, you know how, like, there's, like, the night sky. Millions
I
and
do.
millions of stars.
You know what? I have heard of her.
You've heard of her? You've seen her work? Well, imagine if there was, like, a big patch of the sky that had no stars.
Nothing.
I don't like that.
There's also so much that is unseeable because of the way that like light reaches us. So it's like, what
No,
can
yeah.
I see?
True,
But, like,
but why
you can
is it
see
like
everything else
that?
around it,
Why
but it's
is
just
it
one
black?
giant patch, no stars.
Literally, you take a picture of the sky, and you guys have seen the stuff that we do, like for Galactic Hunter,
Oh,
and
so
like
scary. I'm like, that's where the aliens
there's
are.
dots
100%.
everywhere,
Yeah.
every single like pixel, and like you've probably seen that really famous like
What's she
picture where it's
Boots
like
Void. BOOTES.
where it's like a whole like picture of the sky, and like every single pixel is like a star or whatever, but for nothing to be there, that's ominous.
That's
Right.
fucking terrifying. Oh my god, this is terrifying.
Anyway,
Space is so fascinating.
losers of this episode, did you like it?
Fuck yeah, dude.
It was good. I don't know if I'd watch it again. At least not anytime soon.
I had a question for you. It's so
Yes.
funny because all our favorite movies, it's like the whole like comfort film, all that. This does it
Yeah.
have that watchability for you?
Yes, I can watch this anytime, all the time, every day.
It's so stressful. Like I would rewatch this, but I would have to like brace myself. Like this caused me stress
You know,
and anxiety.
This is definitely a comfort film for me.
I love that for you.
100%.
But also, you're a horror movie watcher.
Yeah.
I am not.
I can literally watch. I can put The Conjuring on as like my movie that I'm going to sleep during. So
Yeah. And
Jenna,
also,
you're
like,
on
you
a
also
different
have so
level.
many good memories attached to this film.
yeah,
That like
yeah, because like I think I said it before we watched this movie, like watching it and like Ray and Rachel's relationship, like I my dad would have done the same thing, and like through this entire movie, like every single second, like he would have killed a man in a heartbeat.
And we said this, I think, off air, but like the I Love My Mommy movies, but this is an I Love My Daddy movie.
Right, and that sounds so weird, so I'm going to say I love my papa
No.
movie, but yeah.
Oh, pops.
Aw, Pops. Yeah.
I love that.
I love that too.
Yeah, but I truly, I thought it was fucking. This shit was busting, dude.
I
This shit was
fucking, I
busting.
liked it. I'd recommend it. Would I watch it again? It's gonna be some time.
Yeah, Dolly was fucking. The dog got white hairs, bro.
Dude, if I don't have some right now already, like, I'm probably gonna get some tomorrow.
I'm so glad
Just
you
like a
guys
giant
liked
white
it.
streak.
Just a whole, like...
Yeah. How did you guys
Hopefully
feel?
it'll be in, like, a nice place for you.
Oh,
watching
I
it.
love this movie. Every time I watch it, I'm stressed out. Every single time, even though I know exactly what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I enjoy the chaos.
So chaotic.
I think every like panic scene stresses me out. Like the beginning with the tripod first coming out, the van scene, the ferry scene. It's all very stressful.
What would you say is the scene that stresses you out the most?
That's
a question for everyone.
I think probably the van, because it's so human.
Yeah.
I think like aliens coming out, yeah, it's scary and stressful, but it's like, who knows if that's gonna happen. But human on human violence happens all the time, and I could
Right.
totally see like that.
Yeah, I
happening.
agree with that.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably the most stressful scene for me, because I'm just like,
I agree.
"Ah." Like the guy pulling the glass, like
Yeah,
with his bare hands,
just
is so crazy.
desperation.
This
Yeah,
human desperation, which like
It's always the worst.
I don't
natural
give a
disasters
shit.
can get us to that
Yeah.
place. Like you know, just human violence can get us to this place. It's just fucking nuts, dude.
yeah.
Yeah.
What was the one that stressed you out the most, Dolly?
I'm
Dolly's
trying
like,
to
"Oh,
really
that-"
like think
whole
about
thing.
it. I mean, obviously, you know, I don't like the water parts, but I'm really just trying to get down to it. That made me the most uncomfortable. Where was the point where I was like this?
Right.
I think that was the fairy scene.
The fairy scene.
Yeah.
The part right before that, I think, was like also like very hard for me, because like number one, I knew like, why would we take the ferry? Like it could be exploded at any point, blah blah blah. I'm like, it's just not a reliable way of transport right now, because anything could happen. We've already had the MPs like bust out everything, like they got electricity back and whatnot, but like, why would you do that? And then like the leaving behind someone aspect, hated that. People clawing their way to like stay on the ferry, hated that. Like
Yeah.
it was a lot to handle, and it's like also the feeling of like helplessness.
Right.
Antonio, none
fuck.
of this stressed you out, huh?
No.
I'm telling you, we're just grinning.
I know. Actually, you know what does stress me out? Harlan. The entirety of just like
He's
That
unhinged.
whole part.
yeah, just unhinged and like poses a threat. And unhinged. That's stressful as hell.
Like
He's
when-
on your side, but unhinged.
It's almost like
He's not even on
you
your
can't-
side. He's on his own side, and you're on his side until he decides you're not on his side.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
almost
because
like,
even I think he told Ray too, like, "Oh, we're not on the same page." And it's like, no, bitch, we're not, because
Right.
like you're fucking crazy.
You are crazy, and that's a problem for me.
What was the most stressful thing for you?
when Ray comes back to the house and tells Robbie and Rachel like we need to leave, and they're walking to the car, and he's telling, I don't remember his name, but his mechanic friend,
Manny.
Manny.
Oh yeah, because you were like, "Bye, nanny."
Like, Manny, you need to get in the car, like it's time to leave. And Rachel's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, that was my number
and like
two.
it just like
stressful.
shit just goes down, and Robbie and Rachel are just like, what the fuck? And Ray's just trying to drive his way out of there.
High
And
alert.
the bridge is completely toppled over. Like, I think that's the most stressful part. Yeah.
Hotcast, obviously we know what you think. So.
Yes.
Me?
Hot cast.
That's
It's Tom Cruise. We're talking about Tom Cruise being hot.
yes.
Oh, well, I definitely think Tom Cruise is attractive in this movie, but...
I'll go with solid
Cast.
cast.
Solid
I'll go
cast.
with solid
Dakota?
cast? Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
solid
100%.
cast.
Dakota 8.
She knew.
Dakota's
She
been a
knew
great
that what the
actress.
assignment
Dakota's
was.
amazing.
She knew what the assignment was.
She's amazing.
She
Can I-
followed through.
My God, Antonio.
I think she's a great actress.
Did you-
She carried the fucking Breaking Dawn Part 1 and Part 2.
That's fine. Did you watch Push?
I don't think so.
I
With
don't
Chris
think
Evans?
I don't think she was the bad one in that.
Sometimes it's writing.
Sometimes it's the writing.
That's fair.
I'll give
Think
that
about
to her, though.
Sinister too. Like James Rice is not a bad actor. The writing really fucking
The
did
writing
dirty.
didn't suck in that, but I love that movie so fucking much. Did you ever see Uptown Girls?
Yes. With
I-
Brittany.
Love that movie.
It was
Dakota's
so
amazing
sad.
in that.
She was amazing.
So sad. R.I.P. Soundtrack / score.
I mean,
The
Sound-
sounds.
Slap.
Sound design is great.
There was some
Slaps.
sounds. There was a song.
Well, there is a whole score. Like you can listen to the score, but
I didn't like it because it scared me.
because it's stressful. Yeah,
But
yeah.
that means it's good because it did what it was
it
supposed
did what
to
it was
do.
supposed to. Yeah, it's supposed to emit a type of emotion, and it did the entire
Not
time.
the didgeridoo.
What did you call it? The Ula sound? Ula?
Yeah, ULLA.
The Ula sound that they make is, I think, iconic right up there with, like, the Purge sound.
Yeah.
yeah. Costume design, set design, location.
I mean, the airplane set, like the destruction set.
Yeah,
Yeah.
takes
set
the
design's
cake.
really
good.
cool.
Favorite quote?
I don't have a favorite
I
quote.
don't.
The only one I can remember that kind of made me laugh was when Ray and Robbie are in the car and he's talking about something like Europe.
Oh, we're gonna go somewhere
That's
safe.
fine.
Yeah,
No.
and-
He's like, because they're asking, he's like, where is it? And it's like, and Robbie's like, is it the terrorists? And Ray's like,
Yeah.
no, it came from somewhere else. And Robbie's like, what, you mean like Europe? And he's
No,
like,
not
no,
like Europe.
not Europe.
Yeah.
That was funny.
They do have some funny banter because I guess this would be probably one of the ones I remember at least is when Rachel says, "I'm allergic to peanut butter." And it's like, since when are you allergic to peanut butter?
Since birth.
Since
Birth.
birth.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jenna, do you have any?
I don't know if I have a particular quote, but it's a Ray and Robbie scene when they're throwing the baseball back and forth and they get into an argument and they start throwing it harder and harder at each other. And then Ray throws it really hard and Robbie just purposefully doesn't catch it and it breaks the window. I was
Yeah.
like, what?
Love that.
Such teen angst.
It's like, is that why you're such a little bastard?
Like such I hate my father teen angst.
I hate my dad. You're not my dad.
I mean, he is.
All right, so as the losers of this episode, do you think this movie's worth all the hype it has received? And is it worth a watch for all other losers out there?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
To both.
Yes. Yes.
Worth the hype. Definitely worth the watch.
Both, yeah. I like it literally lived up to the hype that I knew of it. And I would make anybody watch it. Thank you, Jenna.
Yeah.
You're welcome. I'm
like
glad you guys liked it. I love this movie so much.
17 years since it came out.
Yeah.
Good God.
That shit fucking held up, bro. That shit
Yeah,
held
That
the
shit
fuck
held
up.
up.
The filmography is still fucking everything.
That's the beauty of Steven Spielberg, man.
Yep.
She ate.
She ate.
Aided.
She eats. She staying.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking good, dude. I'd recommend it to anyone. If you are listening to this and haven't watched it, you should. Just know it's stressful.
Yes, absolutely.
With the caveat that you're gonna be stressed out. But if you're cool with that, you should fucking watch this film.
Another also good question is like, do we feel like we missed out on not having seen this?
Yeah, I think so.
I also do too.
You're
not alone.
I do have a question for Sky and Tony who have also seen this. Did you guys see it when it came out or like close to when it came out?
That you made me watch it.
Did I?
You did make me watch it.
I did make you watch
I
it.
never
Held her
had
at
seen it.
And we were
gunpoint.
like,
Yeah,
so
you were like,
young.
you gotta watch this movie. And I was like,
Okay.
okay.
Don't remember. I could have seen it in theaters with my family, or we just watched it like from Blockbuster or Hollywood
Right.
Video or something.
But you probably watched it at a
But
young
younger,
age,
yeah. This isn't like a recent discovery for
like
me
in the
at
last
all.
5 years
No.
or something.
Oh no, we
Uh,
all probably watched it.
It was a
in
childhood.
middle school.
Yeah. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Well, Jenna, thank you for being our first guest. Honestly,
Yes.
this
I
was
love this.
this was incredible.
It was so fun.
We'll find another movie and have you on again because this was very
Truly,
fun.
your expertise was unparalleled for this
I'm
film.
gonna have to figure out what my second favorite movie is.
I just love how hardcore you're into it, and you were like pulling out the stops, making observations.
You
that
knew
we didn't
everything.
see.
Everything, every little fun fact.
I love it. It was perfect.
We're not experts on anything, so
No.
it's very refreshing to have someone who knows what they're talking about.
And that concludes this episode of Sit Down Loser. We're watching a movie. We'll see you next time.
Bye, losers.